a very warm welcome viewers. You're watching this special presentation of Sansad TV on the India-Mauritius relations, and this edition is streaming to you from the capital of Mauritius, Port Louis. India enjoys close and long-standing relations with Mauritius, an island country in the Western Indian Ocean, owing to historic, cultural and demographic factors. In this edition, we reflect on all the important aspects of bilateral relationship between India and Mauritius. Come along. Indo-Mauritian relations are mutually beneficial. Our interests intersect. Our cooperation is comprehensive in nature and extensive in scope. It includes political understanding of each other's interests, a strong trade, economic and financial interaction, strategic cooperation in the field of defense and security, energy-related cooperation, exchanges in the field of education, science and technology and culture. The two countries work closely in various international and regional fora, including the United Nations and Indian Ocean Rim Association. A key facet of the growing India-Mauritius relations is that nearly 70% of the 1.2 million population of the African nation consists of Indian origin people, which has helped foster strong cultural relations between the two countries. India-built institutions have contributed to the spread of Indian culture through educational and training activities. Mauritius was one of the handful of important countries with which independent India established diplomatic relations in 1948, even before the independence of Mauritius. India was represented by an Indian commissioner in British-ruled Mauritius between 1948 and 1968, and thereafter by a High Commissioner after Mauritius became independent in 1968. Mauritius is a former British and French colony that gained independence from British rule in 1968. Under the French rule, in the year 1729, the first Indians were brought to Mauritius from the Puducherry region to work as artisans and masons. Under British rule, about 500,000 Indian indentured workers were brought to Mauritius between 1834 and the early 1900s. About two-thirds of these workers permanently settled now in Mauritius. The first batch of these workers, comprising 36 persons, arrived in Mauritius on November 2, 1834 on board the ship Atlas. This day is now observed in Mauritius as Apravasi Divas. On his way to India from South Africa, Mahatma Gandhi briefly stopped over in Mauritius and steered the destiny of Indian labourers with his three transformative messages: the importance of education, political empowerment, and staying connected with India. In his homage, the National Day of Mauritius is celebrated on March 12th, that is the date of Gandhiji's Dandi Salt March. The leadership of two countries enjoys high level of trust and mutual understanding that has resulted in continued political engagement, which has also resulted in cooperation in several sectors and areas. India's approach towards its neighbours reflects a commitment to creating a stable, secure and prosperous neighbourhood through active engagement, cooperation and support in various domains. India's emphasis on fostering strong and cooperative relationships with its neighbours is evident through various initiatives and policies. The Neighbourhood First policy is central to India's foreign policy. It focuses on relations with Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, China, Maldives, Myanmar, Nepal, Sri Lanka and Mauritius. India's foreign policy is guided by the ancient philosophy of Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, that is, the world is one family. Mauritius is a key partner of India's Neighbourhood First policy and a special partner under Vision Sagar. Both nations, as members of Global South, share common priorities Unprecedented momentum in their relations has been witnessed in last decade. The diplomatic relations were established between the two countries in 1948. In 2023, India and Mauritius celebrated 75 years of diplomatic relations. Frequent high-level visits, bilateral engagements, and cultural exchanges have also been witnessed. Mauritian Prime Minister Pravin Jugnauth visited India in May and in January 2019. Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited Mauritius in March 2015. President of India Draupadi Murmu visited Mauritius in March 2024. Mauritian Prime Minister also attended Prime Minister Modi's swearing-in ceremonies 2024. Mauritius also supports India's bid for permanent UN Security Council membership. India hosted the G20 summit where Mauritian PM Pravin Kumar Jugnauth was invited as a special guest. 11 Indian public sector enterprises operate in Mauritius. India has supported the development of metro rail lines, community projects, social housing, ENT hospital, civil service college and sports complexes in Mauritius. In March 2024, PM Modi and PM Jugnauth inaugurated a new strip and 6 community projects. Mauritius is the first country to join India's Jan Aushadhi initiative for high-quality genetic medicines. In February 2024, UPI and RuPay card services were jointly inaugurated in Sri Lanka and Mauritius. This move aims to facilitate seamless digital payments among citizens of these countries, fostering stronger economic ties. India delivered CGS Barracuda to Mauritius, boosting the National Coast Guard's capacity. In 2018, India extended $100 million line of credit to Mauritius for defense capacity building, focusing on maritime security and developing the blue economy. For the financial year 2022-23, Indian exports to Mauritius touched 462.69 million and Mauritian exports to India touched 91.50 million and total trade was 554.19 million. Trade has grown by 132% in the last 17 years. From 206.76 million in 2005-06 to 554.19 million US dollars in 2022-23. Petroleum products have been the largest export item for India between 2007 to 2019, until MRPL supply contract was terminated in mid-2019. Other Indian exports to Mauritius include pharmaceuticals, cereals, cotton, shrimps, prawns, and bovine meat. Main Mauritian exports to India are vanilla, medical devices, needles, aluminum alloys, scrap paper, refined copper, men's cotton shirts. The cumulative FDI worth 161 billion came from Mauritius to India in the 2 decades from 2000 to 2022. In Mauritius, Indian companies have invested over 200 million US dollars in the last 5 years. There are approximately 17,403 Indian nationals and 11,600 OCI card holders currently in Mauritius. A special carve-out for OCI cards for Mauritian nationals with Indian lineage traceable up to 6th generation was announced during the 14th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas in January 2017. Mauritius introduced a visa-free regime in 2004 for Indian tourists visiting Mauritius for a month. Mauritians are entitled to e-tourist visa for visiting India. In pre-COVID times, annually about 80,000 Indian tourists visited Mauritius and 30,000 Mauritian tourists visited India. About 3,100 Indian students are currently pursuing their higher education and internship in Mauritius in various streams, including medicine, hotel management and catering, and business studies. In the wake of the massive oil spill following the grounding of the Japanese vessel off the Mauritian coast on July 25, 2020, India was again the first responder. An IF aircraft brought 30 tons of technical equipment, material, and a 10-member technical response team on August 16, 2020. INS Nirushak joined Mauritian National Coast Guard in salvaging the Mauritian tug. In a significant move, the Mauritian government approved a request by Hindu socio-cultural organizations to grant a 2-hour break for officials on January 22, 2024. Hinduism holds a prominent place in the religious landscape of Mauritius. Remarkably, Mauritius stands out as the only country in Africa where Hinduism is the most practiced religion. The roots of Hinduism in Mauritius trace back to the colonial era when Indians were brought as indentured labor to both French and British plantations. The migration wave, primarily from Indian states such as Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, and Andhra Pradesh contributed to establishment and growth of Hindu communities in Mauritius and neighboring islands of the Indian Ocean. As the Ram Mandir, a symbol of cultural and religious significance, was inaugurated in India, the decision to grant a special break aligns with the government's commitment to respecting and promoting diverse religious practices within the nation. Sansad Television, the parliamentary channel of India, participated in the capacity building program for the expansion of parliamentary television of Mauritian National Assembly or Mauritian Parliament. Sansad TV provided advanced technical support to improve the quality of live broadcasts. While assisting in the conception and creation of engaging parliamentary programs, the focus was on comprehensive coverage of parliamentary activities. Relations between India and Mauritius are long-standing, based on a shared civilizational heritage and common kinship and culture. The relations are characterized as unique and special. They have also been called sacred and umbilical. Well, viewers, that's all I had for you in this edition. With camera person DK Pandey, I'm Kriti Mishra, signing off for Sansad TV from Port Louis, Mauritius.
To watch more programs of Sansad TV, subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to like and share them.